The Chaser Report is recorded on Gadigal land.
Striving for mediocrity in a world of excellence. This is the Chaser Report.
Hello and welcome to the Chaser Report with Dom and Charles.
Hello, Charles. What's that phone that I see over there? It looks... Is that an iPhone 14?
13
12.
Pro. Yeah, I mean, they all look the same, don't they?
Yeah, I can't tell from the look of it. But I would be able to tell if you'd bought one of the new iPhone 15 Pros because they've got titanium.
But doesn't titanium look exactly like...
Like the stainless steel that's on yours? No, it looks duller. If you wanted that, but a little bit duller, not so shiny and reflective as that, you would get a new iPhone 15 Pro. Now, whenever I open any website, any app, I just got a push notification from my telco saying, would you like to look at the iPhone comparison tool to work out which one's the best for you? It's pulling me towards getting a new iPhone.
Oh, really?
Which I just do not need. It's a huge dilemma. It's one that so many
Because what
of
have
us
you got?
face.
You've got a 14.
I've got a 14
Yeah.
Pro Max, which is insane.
Yeah.
So I objectively don't need a new one, and yet,
Yes.
while walking here,
Yeah.
I jumped on the Apple Store just to see if they had any in stock,
Oh.
and I reserved one.
Oh, Dom.
Do I get it or do I cancel my reservation? That is the dilemma in today's episode. More after this.
Just to be clear, this is not a paid advertisement.
No, this is not a paid advertisement.
No,
This is a really thinking about the insane disposable nature of technology. So you might recall, I don't know if you were living in Australia at the time, but I went through hell to get the iPhone 3G, the first one available in Australia, on launch day. So what happened was I was out at a nightclub because I used to be fun back then. This is 2007 or 2008, something like that.
Yeah. I think our fact checkers will probably
more
have
fun.
something to say about
Can we
that.
say more fun?
Yeah, right.
Actually, what I'm about to say makes me seem not fun at all. But anyway, so I was out at this nightclub and it was sort of 2 a.m. or something like that. And I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm out. It's really late. Maybe I should go down to the Apple Store, which had only recently opened in downtown Sydney, and join the queue for the first iPhone. I wasn't going to.
So it was like instead of a doner kebab,
Yes.
you wanted to pick up the latest piece of technology.
I'm sure I had a kebab
right.
already at that point. But so I thought, you know what? I'm out. What the hell? The queue will probably be quite short at this point. So I went down to the Apple Store at probably by then 3 a.m. I was maybe the 10th or 15th in line, like quite near the front of these people who were very hardcore. They'd been obviously watching the US videos of everyone camping out and stuff.
They weren't as fun as you.
No, they weren't as fun as me.
Yeah.
And so there I didn't bring anything. They all had like stools and stuff to sit on and food and whatever. So I just sat there basically just...
Well, not playing on your phone.
Not playing on my phone.
No.
'Cause I had a BlackBerry. I had one of those tiny little BlackBerries that was very annoying. And so I'm sitting there, I don't know, typing on my little keyboard or something. I don't know what I did. And then at 7 o'clock, the staff come out. And they're very excited. And it's part of the Apple Store pitch is that they're so excited on new iPhone day because they make you feel like you're fun. So there we are. And they went and got coffees and they got like snacks and stuff like sandwiches and stuff from the cafe over the road and they handed them out. So they were giving us all this stuff like we're in a race. Yeah. Like we're a marathon competitor.
Like it was good value to get a free coffee for buying a $1,400 piece of equipment.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there we are. We're all queuing. By this time, the queue gets incredibly long. There's media everywhere. There's like cameras. Because the first time the iPhone's ever been available in Australia, it was only the second model that ever existed.
And was called a 3.
Yeah, the iPhone 3G. That's right. Yeah. And the world's media there, because we're probably, I think
The
we're
world.
the first
Oh,
Apple
yes.
store in the world that's open because of the time difference.
Right.
And so a lot of people, it was the only one in Australia at the time. So I felt like this is the centre of the world
The
right
centre
now.
of the world.
I'm here. And so anyway, the queue progresses and then people start coming through the door. And you might have seen the video of this because it's part of their marketing. You go through the door and everyone, like 20 staff members, give you a round of applause.
What?
And they cheer. Yes.
No, they don't.
It's like you've won a prize. And they gave us special T-shirts and stuff. And it was just this whole thing of I got an iPhone on launch day. And it was very exciting in a nerdy way to be there. So I thought, okay, well, this is amazing. I'm near the front of the queue. I've been up all night. I'm exhausted. I'll be able to get through and sort it all out. There was one hitch in this plan. And it's a hitch that has only recently been resolved
Did
in
it
the
involve
iPhone experience.
not having enough money?
Funnily, not
Okay.
back then.
Yeah.
It was that Australian telcos suck.
Well,
so
yes.
everyone was going through and getting their new iPhone and like getting shown it, and then they had to. Apple had recently trained their staff on signing people up to all 3 major telcos, different platforms, different computer systems,
Right.
which all involved, certainly back then, various DOS-based, complicated annoying back end.
Yes.
And so it was taking hours for every single person.
This is before
to
the
sign
NBN.
up. Yeah, before the NBN. So
Yeah.
it took literally hours for every one of those first few customers to do it. And I eventually got into the store, I think at about 11 o'clock in the morning. I actually got through the door.
Yeah.
And by then, no one was cheering anymore and clapping, really.
Yeah.
But I was still quite close to the front of the queue. And I was like, I'm not leaving here till I get one of these things. They sorted us out by queue. And my telco then, Vodafone, was the slowest and had the worst system because it's Vodafone.
Unlike now.
So basically, to cut a long story slightly shorter, at one point I found myself going to sleep. You know, have those nice wooden tables, all the gear. I went to sleep under one of those tables for several hours, still maintaining my place in the queue. And I didn't get out of there with the new iPhone until, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
So it was a fully 12-hour odyssey to get the very first iPhone 3G.
And was it worth it, Dom?
No, no, but it was a sunk cost. I'd already spent all these hours in there, and I told people that I was waiting in the queue.
Yes.
I hadn't tweeted about it because Twitter didn't even exist back then, I don't think. But yeah, so that was when I became addicted to getting the new iPhone. And since then, every single year just about, I've sold my old one for the amount that I owed them, because it's always worth what you owe them after a year.
Right.
Got a new one every single year. But I'm beginning to think I'm a fucking idiot is the problem.
Yes. Well,
Because-
quite aside from this anecdote.
yeah, but this is the thing. I've sucked into the marketing hype, but the idea that a new iPhone exists that I don't have, I can't live with because I'm so addicted.
But I don't understand. Like, I think that they've got to the end of the line, Apple, haven't they?
Yes.
Because the whole rule that Steve Jobs had for so many years was you don't market the features, you market the emotion.
Yeah, well, that was me.
Yeah, and-
my empty, shallow, single man life
Like,
back then.
yeah.
It was literally the only spark of joy that week.
You were buying being at the centre of the world.
Yes, that's right.
You know, and the excitement and the fun, you're buying all that. You weren't buying, the titanium back or whatever.
No.
Whereas Apple, I think they've jumped the shark because all their marketing is titanium, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's very
Which
good.
is
Do that again.
Titanium.
Why don't you earn money doing that? That's really good.
But nobody who cares. Like, who cares what the material is? It's to do like it should be like, oh, I'm buying the chance at true love. Or,
Well, this is the whole point, is that every single year, you can it's one of those asymptotes. Like, it's getting closer and closer and closer to just being literally exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So the differences are very minimal. But still, I still want one.
But the best thing, and we should probably just take an ad break. Hopefully it'll be for Apple.
Yes.
And then what I'll do is I'll tell you all the reasons why I predict that this is going to be the worst iPhone for many, many years.
Oh,
We're
really
probably
good,
going...
because I can cancel my booking.
I definitely think you should buy it.
Well, you know what the funniest thing is, before we go to the ads? All this titanium, oh my God. And it is quite beautiful. Like, titanium's nice, right? Like, my wedding ring's made out of titanium. It's a nice material. You put a fucking case on it. And guess what? I've got
you got the world's
I've got
ugliest
the world's
case.
ugliest case
Yeah.
on mine.
Yeah.
So, if I drop it, it doesn't get broken. You know why I do that? Resale value. So I can resell it after a year.
Oh my God.
But when I put the case on it, no one will even be able to tell I've got the new iPhone.
No.
Except that I'll tell them.
I mean, I thought that was an Android.
Exactly.
The Chaser Report. News you know you can't trust.
So, Dom, the thing is, if you was surfing the TikTok,
Yeah.
as I am wont to do.
Are you a talker?
Oh yeah,
And a ticker.
I'm big on
Amazing.
the talk.
Amazing.
Because I'm hip to the groove. You would know that all the initial stress tests. So there's all these TikTokers who each year stress test the latest iPhone and see whether they can break it, right? And this is the weakest iPhone. Certainly going back to at least the 6S, I think, is what people are saying.
Really?
And possibly could be even worse than the terrible 4S antenna
Oh, that
gate
was the antenna gate
problem.
one. Yeah.
Which is that if you gently press the back with 2 thumbs,
Yeah.
right, most iPhones will just sort of not break.
there's no
right?
flex, yeah.
Whereas the new 15 ones just completely shatter.
Oh.
Like the glass on the back shatters very quickly.
Could this be why the local Apple store suddenly has availability?
Yes, I think this might be the case. The other great one is that if you drop it on its back from about a metre, which, I mean, I do that.
I do that all the time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I've got this sort of shockproof case thing.
But if you do that, it just immediately not just shatters, but the lenses fall off and the whole back comes off. Now, the thing is, and the theory, no, Apple hasn't commented on this problem yet, but Apple in their presentation, boasted that they have made the glue on the back much, much easier to remove so that you can self-repair it.
Well, this is the whole new thing, and it's a good debate in tech, the right to repair, whereby the theory is any consumers should be able to repair their own product. But, Charles, it does seem rather to undermine the point of that if it makes you more likely to need to repair your product. Yeah,
exactly. So they're saying not even a shitty Android phone is that weak in some of these stress tests. I mean, not that one is likely to put two thumbs on the back and try and push your phone in.
Yeah, but if you sit down on it or something, you might bend it.
Exactly. It's not
in your back pocket.
It's not a possibility.
Yeah.
And so, I think you should get one, and we'll see how long it lasts.
You know what the other funny thing is about this new iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So I mentioned the titanium, and it's only the sides. So it's the sides, the previously shiny stainless steel sides are titanium, and they've got a range of colours. There's natural titanium, just the colour of the metal, white, blue, and black. Here's the thing, though. Apparently, when you drop it, it chips off the coating, and so the natural titanium comes through. So if you chip it enough, it ends up being natural titanium coloured regardless.
Right.
Because the different ways they've got to colour it haven't seemed to work. And there was a theory that the new Apple Watch would also be titanium, but certainly Marcus Brownlee reckons that they might not have done that because they've found that it's just massively chipped and
it's a fucking piece of shit.
It's a disaster.
A disaster.
So the one big feature, that titanium, it turns out is not so good.
Well, that is actually, that is interestingly another rule of marketing, which is that you find the weakest part of your product and you make that the selling point.
Yes.
So maybe they went, oh, fuck, we made it out of titanium. It's a shit substance. Okay, that's got to be.
Everyone's going to want it.
Yeah, everyone.
Makes it more precarious.
Yeah.
That's what you want in a phone.
It's like buying a tulip or something.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Well, in terms of the feature set, there's almost nothing, right? It's got a 5x zoom instead of a 3x zoom. That's basically it.
But no, can I tell you the big feature? And I am actually desperate to hold one in my hands because of this, which is that it is about 10% lighter.
Yes.
It's like it's down to about 170 grams. I think the last one was about 220 or something.
Yeah, everyone says 10% lighter.
Yeah, 10%, 11% lighter. But, and this is what I've read, is that actually it feels significantly more lighter, like a third lighter. And the reason is fascinating. I read this article by this guy who does physics.
Right.
And he said the actual feeling in your hand, like your hands are very good at sensing movement, right?
Yeah.
And getting a sense of how much something weighs. But the way it does that, the way the human brain processes weight, is it's how difficult things are to move. It's called the moment of inertia, right? And the titanium is on the outside of the case, right? And so it's much, much lighter than steel. So instead of having a really heavy outside part, it's very light on the outside, and all the weight of the iPhone is now in the center of phone. And so actually moving it from side to side, which is the way you sort of get a sense as a human of how much it weighs, it's very, very easy because it's the center of gravity is right in the middle. And so it actually feels much, much lighter. And people say it's sort of magical how light it feels.
Yeah,
so,
until you put a giant case on it and then it becomes just about heavy. But you don't use a case, right?
No,
how have you gotten away with it for all these years without it just smashing it?
So I've got this amazing thing. It's a hot tip and I think everyone should do it. And I'm not being paid by Apple to say this. What you do is you get fucking Apple Care.
Yes.
Yes.
See, I have Apple Care.
Yeah, and so
I haven't claimed on it.
So, but you can I broke the screen twice.
Yep.
And they just give you another screen. It's like $45 or something. You get a new screen if you've smashed it or whatever. And then the back, I've smashed at least once, and you just get it, and it's like $45 or something. So totally worth it.
Have you told Craig about this? Because he's not going to be happy.
Oh yeah.
There's a war on waste, Charles, and you just moved onto the side of waste. But this is the thing. This is the whole dilemma for me about all this new technology, right? Like sort of the broader issue is I love getting new gadgets. I really enjoy it, whatever. And then I always sell it. So someone who cares less about technology and wants a new phone, they still use it. My phone, probably my phone from 5 years ago, is still being used by somebody or other somewhere.
Yeah, so
does that make me bad, or am I just part of the circular economy? Isn't that what we want to be, a circular economy?
This is at the top of the circular economy.
Yeah, that's right. I'm at the sort of beginning of the circle.
You're the arsehole.
I'm the idiot that takes the depreciation every year is what I am.
Oh, yeah, you're doing it so selflessly, Don.
Yeah.
But, I've come up with the perfect solution for what you should do with that phone.
Oh, what's that?
Sell it to me.
Let's talk after the episode. But I don't know. I just feel like they're getting so much less impressive every single year. Like,
Yes.
Next year, the only difference is it'll just be the colours that are different. And the colours this year, by the way, are horrible.
But I think that next year, you'll need to buy a new one because it'll be the only way that it links to your Vision Pro.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? That's one of the features of this one is that it can take video for the Vision Pro.
What?
Which the previous one I don't think can.
So it can take video for a product that hasn't yet been released.
Yes, it can take spatial video or something.
Well, you got to get it then.
Yeah.
I
But when I get my Vision Pro.
What are you doing here? Go down to the store, line up.
I've already reserved it. I reserved it on the way here. I'm such an idiot.
Our gear is from Road. We're part of the Iconoclast Network. You're an idiot.
I know, but it's titanium.